Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday.
Hey, welcome to our first podcast at Effigy Media Arts. You are on our Being the Driver's Seat page. We're super excited. This is our first podcast. And are you excited, Dr. T?
I am. It's been a long time coming, but here we are.
You know what? Sometimes you got to go through something to get to something else or make changes, right?
Yeah, that is the word.
Yeah.
Make some changes. And you know what? Change is uncomfortable sometimes. And sometimes we want to avoid it. And I found myself not wanting to change sometimes. I get stuck in being in a certain space and don't want change. But change is good.
Well, I have to actually, it has to really sink in my head for making change. It probably takes me at least, I want to say 30 to 60 days to adapt to to change. And you already know, in my professional life, in my personal life, because when I get my flow of things, I'm good and I'm running in my own lane. So sometimes change is hard for me, but once I actually adapt, I put my tennis shoes on and start running down the street.
Literally, right? And what I learned though with change is that it's inevitable, right? We have to change.
Everybody has to.
You have to change. Like we change daily, regardless if we want to acknowledge it or not, right? But when we don't want change, when I say we change daily, like time is something you can't get back, right?
Yeah.
So every day is another day, a new day.
Yeah.
So when I think about change, I think about growth.
Yeah.
There is no growth without change.
Yeah.
And so in my personal life, in my journey with God,
Yeah.
and also, in my professional life,
Yeah.
change is necessary for growth.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get stuck in areas and we stay in places too long because we don't want to change.
So if you are listening to it this morning, you can call in at 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128, and tell us about change. Tell us, if you had change in your life and how you adapt to change, and do you like change? And let's chat this morning.
We're not talking about change like dollars and change. We talking about literal change, right?
Well, I'm feeling a little different about this red lipstick I got on today with my brown.
Is that a little change?
I don't know. I'm feeling a little different with this red lipstick on, and I don't know. I gotta realize that my whole body gonna be showing. Like
Listen.
my hands down here on my knees, people can see.
Okay, podcast viewers, y'all hear what this morning. This change is making her uncomfortable. Change can be uncomfortable, right?
I should have had I should have had brown lipstick on. So this change is it's different for me. It's different. Yeah. I'm excited because it's a new journey for us, and sometimes you just don't know what to expect, right?
That's true.
But it warmed my heart when I've been really thinking about it and really sunk in this week that we actually are doing the podcast, that we're dealing with Effigy Media Arts with Santis, because we actually started together doing a podcast, a weekly podcast, and to us to embrace and us be family again and with yourself, because we've been rocking together how long?
I can't even remember.
Has it been almost 3 years yet, or 2?
Oh, you mean on the radio?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
Together, not the cars. You've been getting cars from me, even though you just cheated on me and left and went to another brand.
Hold on, wait.
But,
it's still a GM product. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't hate on me now.
I hate on
y'all
you.
See how people are,
She just went to another. She went to
change.
the same.
Sometimes change is
deal with it.
necessary, and I needed a change.
You did. Okay, I accept that because you told me about your change. You told me what you wanted.
Conversation,
we did.
right?
I'm feeling a little in my feelings right now.
But here's the thing about change: when you can have adult conversations with people, change is better. They understand where you're at.
Adult conversation.
You have to be able to have adult conversations.
So can I have an adult conversation with you now? Did you share our video to your page? Because your people are always up.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Asante told me what to do. I did it.
Okay. Well, Santi probably need to tell you what to do every week, because when I came in and said something, she's like, oh, here we go again, Santi. I'm apologizing for early this morning.
Wow. So this is our first week together. We're showing out already. It's November.
That's me. That's me, though.
It's November.
So you know what? Shout out to the lady that birthed me today. Shout out to the man that actually helped make me, my daddy. But shout out to you do need your mom and your dad or two people to make a baby, right? But anyway, shout out to them because today is my mom's birthday.
Yeah,
So
happy
yes,
birthday.
today is my mom's birthday. I probably won't do a post today, but I'll probably end up doing a post tomorrow because I might be in my feelings sometime today, all
You know,
day.
I didn't realize that yesterday was my father's birthday. I didn't realize that my father's birthday was November 1st and that your mom's birthday was November 2nd.
You know, that's probably why we are so connected. You know,
Think so?
yeah, you know, I sometimes I don't understand how people put up with me so much.
Lord
You know,
Jesus.
the
Lord
people
Jesus.
the people that are in my circle, they actually I know that I'm a different kind of animal. You know what I mean? But when I say different kind of animal, but the people that are in my circle, you know, I love hard. I do. I love hard. My people in my circle, I love them, right? And you know, I know a lot of people because I sell cars, but I just don't. Everybody can't get in. Everybody can't get in. You know,
I'm just
we have dead air right now, so
I'm just
what
gonna be quiet.
you don't. I don't know if I'm comfortable with you being quiet right now saying that.
So, well, here's the thing.
Change.
We are talking about change, but when we're talking about dealing with people, you have to meet people where they are. And so oftentimes we try to measure people by ourselves and how we feel, but you meet people where they are. And instead of trying to change people, allow people to be themselves and allow God to change them.
So you know what? Every day when my career for what I do, I meet everybody where they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when it comes to my people that are in my immediate circle, I'm trying to meet them where they are. I'm trying. But that's change, right?
Yeah.
And it's about making change.
But it's self-awareness too, just understanding where you are in it. Like, change is difficult. It's not always easy. And because you realize that, then you know that one step at a time. If as long as I'm making strides daily and allowing God to help me along the way, I'll be good.
So listen, if you didn't get anything today, know that making change is very important.
Yeah, it's
You know,
necessary for growth.
and to embrace change, love on yourself, and know that in order for you to grow in life, in your personal life, in your professional life, in your spiritual life, you know, that you have to embrace change.
Yeah.
And you have to learn how to be okay with it. You have to learn how to be able to rock change. Rock it out.
You know, it's difficult. Like as a therapist, right? I teach people, or I work alongside of people, and I try to show them that change is necessary for a better quality of life, right? So when we continue to stay in patterns, like sometimes we stay in unhealthy patterns, and we don't want to change. But when someone can show you, you know, there's a better way, and you give tools to help people change from some of will look at their patterns and say, you know what, this isn't working for me anymore. So I help people to identify what's not working, and then help them to create change, create boundaries, create patterns that are now healthy to themselves. So change is just necessary in all around life. Even as individuals, we need to look at ourselves and do self-inventory.
So this morning, we guys want you to do self-inventory this morning.
That's a part of change.
And we encouraging you to give us a call at 248-905-1138. But know that every week we'll be giving out prizes every week. And the reason we're doing this because we want you to actually listen, and we want you to be able to, I'm giving out car tips, or Dr. T will be giving out tips as far as the therapist. But, you know, Dr. T really has news you can use. When I say news you can use, is that when you're taught how to cope with change, or you're taught how to just deal with life, period, that's amazing. And I'm just having a problem here because I think my face is looking a little fat here. I don't know whether it's my glasses or what. Maybe I need to take my glasses off. I don't know.
Is this so maybe we need to do some self-inventory.
Yeah, maybe
to
we
see
need
what's
to.
really
Can we do
going
some,
on with
Can
us.
we do some self-inventory today?
Yeah.
So some self-inventory is I was excited about coming down Woodward today, being here, right? And I realized that I don't have to get up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you.
And I started driving faster here. I mean, I did. I probably did about 65 for a minute because of the excitement. And that changed because I'm getting more sleep. I'm closer to, I'm in Bloomfield, which is 2 minutes away from Pontiac. So this change this morning really hit me, and it's like excited.
Well, let's think about that. We've had a lot of change from the days at Beasley at 9 a.m. down
Monday
to
morning.
Monday mornings at 9, and
Yeah.
then pre-recording
Yeah.
coming on Saturday, and
Yeah.
then live at
6
6 a.m.
a.m.
So we did a lot of things to get to where we are today. So change was necessary, and it was very difficult. That
Okay,
change was
so
difficult.
let me just put that out there right now. Change was difficult for me. I think that you actually you adjusted to the change. Did you adjust? I think that Dr. T adjusted to the change better than I did, because you had to actually. Sometimes I have to be pushed or told something 5 or 6 times. Like, no, you know this is what we need to do. You know, this is because this is part of growth. This is a different opportunity. This is something we should have been doing. So that part had to be instilled in me. I dealt with it for, I said 30 to 60 days. Probably was maybe 6 months actually, because I have to actually think about it and take it over in my mind over and over and over again. So with you, how long did it take you to actually realize we needed to? I know one thing is people kind of treated us in a different manner, and when we got looked at it in a different perspective, I don't want to say, I don't want to use the word prejudice, but I want to say we got treated in a different manner. And when we got treated in a different manner, we needed to pivot. So what do you do when you get treated in a different manner? And I don't want to say prejudice, but what do you do when you get treated in a different manner? Do you pivot? Do you curse? Do you pray? What do you do?
Well, you know what I did. So,
What did you do?
well, first of all, anything I do, I always seek the Lord
Besides
first.
going off on the guy
I didn't go off
twice a
on him,
week
but
in a
you have
nice
to
professional way.
understand. So here's the thing: you have to understand who you are. So once you understand who you are, then you understand that people cannot just mistreat you and treat you any kind of way based on how they feel and all of that. So the first thing I did was I sought the Lord, and then I stood my ground. So once you realize that you're being treated unfairly, you can stand your ground and say, "No, I'm not taking that." So a part of change is standing up for yourself and making boundaries and saying, I am not going to allow anyone to treat me disrespectfully. And so when you talked about how long did it take for me, I think, see, my word is my bond. So when I give you my word, I'm going to show up for you. But when I see that that's no longer serving me well, then I know the changes is necessary. So,
So just for the record, we did try live for 1 year, and Dr. T actually, her word was, I got you. I'm there for you.
yeah,
I got your back, and
yeah.
it didn't work. And but in order for it to go to another level, you have to go through something to get to where you are now. So within that year, we grew together, we grew closer, we grew tighter, we grew financially of thinking how with monies, how we're gonna do things, how we're gonna pivot, and we put a plan in place. And we really didn't know where the Lord was gonna take us, right?
Yeah,
But
that's
the Lord kept taking me back to Effigy Media Arts so many times because we looked at other places, we talked about other places, but it always ran me back like, hey, you need to go back to where you came from. Go back where you came from. The thing is, what I had to learn, I've learned this all my life, is that you never burn a bridge. You never, no matter what, you never burn a bridge. And when things change and you pivot, you gotta leave the right way, right?
yeah, that's good.
Go ahead and give me some therapists.
No, I think it's important that you leave in the right way at
Yeah,
all times. I think you should always do things decently and in order because you never know when you have to go back. And you always want to have an open door.
yeah. So we're going to the second part of our show. First part of our show, we're going to a quick break. You still have a time to call in at 248-905-1128. Please don't make me take this gift card to breakfast and Dr. Tree buy me breakfast on our $25 gift card because we will do it. If we don't give it away, we will eat with our $25 gift card. So know that we want to give it to you, but we're just not going to handpick you. You got to call in sometime during the show. The second caller. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back.
Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Are you paying high interest rates on car loans? Are you repeatedly getting denied when applying for credit cards? Or perhaps you'd like to buy a home and you're not sure you'd qualify. Did you know that turning your credit around can be done in less time than you think? Better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. And I am here to help you do just that. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of steps that anyone can follow. Contact me today. I am your financial life coach, Kathy Washington, 1-800-988-9184. That number again is 1-800-988-9184. Contact me today for your free consultation and let us help you get your financial house in order.
Regina the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, come see the Queen, like Dr. T.
The Queen got me approved the same day and got me what I wanted. No hassle, no problems. Go see Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
That's right, my lenders are making unheard of deals where others simply cannot. Ride in style with the Queen, Regina the Queen of Car Loans. Just Google Regina the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Regina the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford. If you're looking to get into a
And you are back to watching Be in the Driver's Seat. Listen, did y'all enjoy that break? Those commercials were hot, weren't they?
hot.
They was hot off the press.
So we forgot though.
What we
We
forget?
forgot our boy Dave. We got to get his. We
Yeah, we gonna run Dave.
we got to
in
get
a,
it. We got to get it.
We'll run him in a rotation next week, Dave. But Dave Wilkie, I'm excited to have him back. So what's up, Queen? You got some tips for us this go round?
I do have some tips, and I want you guys to make sure you get your pen and your paper ready. So today I wanted to talk about the benefits of leasing. The reason I want to talk about the benefits of leasing is because too many times people don't understand, why do people lease, or why do I okay, I'm sorry. Why do people lease? I lease, you lease, right? And
Oh,
your
yeah, I'm
lease,
a
I
leaser.
think, how many years have you been leasing your vehicle? I mean, not just one vehicle, but how many times
wow.
have you leased a brand new car?
So I've never actually bought a vehicle ever. I never wanted to buy a vehicle before I bought a house, right? And so I've been leasing vehicles since 1991.
And then you came to me after you got that vehicle, and then right, because
Yeah, I've been buying vehicles from you for a very, very long time.
very, very
But
long time.
yeah, so I am a leaser, and I like the fact that I get a vehicle every 2 years or 3 years if I want one. So I like leasing.
So yeah, that leasing effect is that people lease a new vehicle is because you get a lower down payment. Why not be able to get a new car, right? New smell, and then have a payment that's affordable.
Yeah,
So,
good.
so when people get into when you think about leasing, you think about, oh, I'm gonna have a lower down payment, and you don't have to worry about the depreciation of the vehicle.
I also love the fact that if anything goes wrong with my vehicle, it's covered from on warranty. I can bring it back. When I say something go wrong, I mean something simple. And so I like leasing. Number one, it gave me a lower down payment. It gave me lower monthly payments as well. And also, it gave me the opportunity to switch up. I like change.
Let's talk about the lower cost for repairs. So if you're leasing a vehicle, you don't have to worry about those repairs because on a GM vehicle, you have the 3 years or 36,000 mile warranty. And
But or you gonna, can you get additional?
well, yes, can you let me get to that?
Oh, because I'm saying,
Okay.
because I like extra.
Right. Well, because you're extra.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Oh, no worries, no worries. So listen, so people don't have to really worry about the warranty, right? You have a 3 year or 36,000 mile warranty. Now, the average driver, people are driving, we used to say 12,000 miles a year, 3 years, 36,000. But now the average driver, according to statistics, is 3 years or 45,000 miles, which means that you're going to be out of warranty after 36,000 miles. So what my suggestion would be is that you get that extended service contract just to get that coverage from that 36 to that 45. Because as I said, you don't want to leave your butt out the window. The butt out the window means that you don't have any coverage. I have embraced, Dr. T, of being blessed to drive an electric car.
Yeah, I see that.
And
Well, let me just talk about this electric car. This electric car has this humongous, like, it looks like a full computer in this electric car. And so I was so moved when I seen it because when you put the car in reverse, I mean, you got video, you got cameras coming from every direction. And I'm like, wow. And it was not only was it cameras, but it looked like it was so clear. It was like I was watching TV.
let me comment on that. So you know what? I just started using the backup.
I don't even know how you could not
No,
use it.
well, because
It's huge.
right. Look, but I'm the kind of individual, a driver. I'm looking out over the right, I'm looking over the left, and thank God if I back up and I get close to something, it's going to stop.
It's gonna stop.
It's going to stop me it's going to stop before I hit something.
That's true.
Right.
These new cars do their own thing.
So yeah, you know what? The car guy has a mind of his own, and I got a mind of my own. You hear me? I did my head. I got a mind of my own.
That's for sure.
Ooh, did we show a little shade this morning?
No, that's
Okay.
that's
So-
true.
so let me-
You can't get mad when it's the truth.
That's true. That's true. So let me go. So Dr. T, I did lower monthly payment. Actually, you did number 3, which was lower repair costs. So thank you. So we're gonna make that number 2. But number 3 is the reason people do lease because they less cash required to drive off. And if you're leasing a vehicle, we have what you call sign and drive. And just so you know, for future people that's leasing cars, you thinking about leasing cars, Dr. T never puts the money down. She does the sign and drive. She would say,
Listen.
"Put money down." What is that?
Let's
What is
just
that?
be
What
real.
what is that? I'm like, you know what that is?
But when
Money
you got
down.
good credit, you shouldn't have to put no money down.
Oh, that don't mean nothing.
I'm just saying. But let me
Mm-hmm.
also say this: you are a great saleswoman because not only y'all, I'm very spoiled, so I don't go into dealerships until it's time to sign and drive. I'm really gonna call and tell you what I want, what color I want, and if you got a really good salesperson, she will work with you. So I shout out to the queen because I'm telling you, every car that I bought, I was not sitting in Joe Longheimer Chevrolet for numerous hours. I was busy.
Well, if you pay the cost to be the boss, okay, that means that you pay your bills on time and you can actually get some of the things that you want or all the things that you want. Then you can go ahead and you can tell a person what you want. And and we can tell the bank. You tell me what you want and then the bank automatically gives you what you want. But that goes to saying that I specialize with customers that got bad credit, even though you don't have bad credit, Dr. T.
Not
Right?
today, but I used to.
Right. Okay.
We can
That's
be
fair.
real.
That's fair.
So, in having good credit, you have to work in having
Yeah.
good credit. Some
You have to,
changes have
yeah.
to be made.
Making change. That was a word,
That's
right?
Making changes,
Yeah.
but also you assisted with that because you give your customers really good information if they do have bruised credit.
Mm-hmm.
And also, just because you have bruised credit does not mean you don't deserve to drive a good vehicle.
Well, yeah, it doesn't say that you require a good vehicle, but you have to. Your options are different, and I always tell you may not get exactly what you want at this time, but let's lead up.
But
And
let's think about
let's
that. You
lead
say
up
this
to it.
time. You've
Yeah.
always said at this time. When I first got my first vehicle from you, I did not have good credit. So I was able to get a vehicle at that time, and it was a vehicle that I wanted, but it was over the years as I worked towards getting good
Yes.
credit. So there's stepping stones, and changes have to be made. If you want something different, you have to do something different.
Well, let me just say, shout out to Dr. T. But I remember when I said, well, no, we can do this or we can do that. Gave you a couple options, and she listened to me. Now she don't listen to me at all.
Well,
Because-
it's not that I don't listen to you. It's just in a different ball game now.
Did you see that?
Teach me something different now. See, I learned that. So once you learn something, you can keep learning it, but also can open your mind and learn something different.
Well, that's why I have to do different tips. That's why you have to recreate and do things differently to be able to stay in that lane. So let me go on to
But
number.
Regina, I wanted to make a comment.
Well,
So
yeah, go
you,
ahead.
You specialize with persons who have bruised credit. So this is a.
Or your credit's in the toilet, or you got bad credit.
Yeah, so even if you, however you choose to term it,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to let those who do have compromised credit to know that you still can get vehicles. You still can go.
That's
for
a sophisticated word, compromise. You got bad credit,
So,
or
Regina,
or bruised
sometimes-
credit.
Sometimes you have to say it in a different way because you got different.
That's when I say
audiences,
bruise.
right?
That's when I say bruise.
That's why I love bruise.
I say bruise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, compromise.
Well, bruised credit, right?
Mm.
And so even having bruised credit, I was still able to drive. If the outcome is to have a vehicle, sometimes you have to shift your mind from, okay, I know this is what I want, but let me get what I need.
Well, I like that you said that because what happens is customers come in and they want XYZ, or they come in, I want that Tahoe. I want that brand new Tahoe, right? Or I want that brand new Suburban. And I say, do you realize that Suburban payment is going to be $1,200, $1,300 a month? You know, is that affordable in your budget? Well, yes, Regina, that's affordable in my budget. I already been planning out for the last couple of years. Well, great. Have you been working on your credit? Have you been planning for your credit? Have you been working on your credit to get some of the things you need or plan for your future for what you want? And what I get is, well, no, I just started working a couple months ago. And anything, when it comes to a house, when it comes to a car, you got to plan and get your cards in order. You got to get your life in order. You got to get your finance in order to get what you want. So we can always think in our head for what we want, but how do we put our plan on paper on how we're going to get there?
That's true.
And I even have to do it myself. I got some plans for 2025,
Me too.
and, you know, I had to come out the Tahoe because, you know, I needed to do some other things, right? And that's why I'm driving that electric car, right? So I had to make some choices that I really didn't want to make, right? But in order for me to get to that next level, I had to back up, right? So I backed up.
But that was being smart too. So
Yeah.
when you know something's no longer serving you well, you have to get rid of that or do some other thing. So
Yeah.
change is, like we talked about all during the show, change is inevitable.
It
And
is.
If you want better, you have to do better.
So I'm gonna give you a few more tips here. Number 4, you don't have to worry about reselling your vehicle because you can actually turn it in and give it back. When you purchase a vehicle, you got to worry about trying to sell it. You know, alone, you got to sell it if you want to get out of it, or the dealership got to buy it. Then you got to worry about negative equity. Then number 5, you can get a new car every few years, what you said, hassle-free. Turn in, get another one. The next one, you have more vehicles to choose from. You got more options. You know, you can say, you know, I want this vehicle, I want that vehicle. And you can shop different brands. You know, I sell Chevy, Buick, GMC, and we have a Ford store. Joe Longhammer just acquired a Ford store a couple years ago. So you have more vehicles to choose from with me. And the last one I'm going to talk about is you have the option to buy the car at the end. So that's an option. You lease that car, you can buy it at the end.
Those are good options.
Good options.
I thought about purchasing a vehicle at the end, but then I'm like, no, let me get something new.
Yeah, and don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Because the thing is, if you do it, you just got to prepare your life for the next 5 years or next 4 years.
Yeah.
Because you're doing that 3-year lease, and then you're going to probably buy it for 5 years because a 3 or 4 year payment on a car that you already lease is going to be higher than what your payment is already right now. Because realize, people that lease, they lease because they get the lower payment. They get more car because they're in a lease and less payment. So more car when you lease, less payment. Know that. You purchase, higher payment. So, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break again, and we'll be right back with Dave Wilkie, the service manager at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Dave has been working there since, I want to say 17, 18 years old. He went from, I believe, a porter or working in the detail shop all the way up to the service manager.
Yeah.
So we're going to have him on. He's going to be giving tips, winter tips. So getting you ready for the winter. We'll be right back.
Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Are you paying high interest rates on car loans? Are you repeatedly getting denied when applying for credit cards? Or perhaps you'd like to buy a home and you're not sure you'd qualify. Did you know that turning your credit around can be done in less time than you think? Better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. And I am here to help you do just that. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of steps that anyone can follow. Contact me today. I am your financial life coach, Kathy Washington, 1-800-988-9184. That number again is 1-800-988-9184. Contact me.
Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, come see the Queen, like Dr. T.
The Queen got me approved the same day and got me what I wanted. No hassle, no problems. Go see Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
That's right. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others simply cannot. Ride in style with the Queen. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Just Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
So we're back. We're back to the favorite part of my show is when we talk to one of my favorite guys at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, and one of my favorite guys because my main guy is Joe Longhammer. So that's my main guy, the big boss, right? The man with the name on the building. But my second main guy there is Dave Wilkie, the service manager at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, and we automatically, I want to say, every time I'm gonna be back at Joe Longhammer, right? And each time I come back, it seems like my relationships grow tighter. This is my last time being there, and I say last time is that I need to make sure that I finish out at Joe Longhammer. But Dave has been a part of Joe Longhammer for how long?
I'll be hitting 35 years this winter coming up.
How many?
35.
Wow.
35. Wow, 35 years. And then one of my coworkers, Damon Utley, celebrated his 30 years at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet actually on I think it was Thursday. And guess where he was?
Where was it?
Out the country.
I know that's
In Mexico.
Right. I know that.
30 years at Joe Longhammer. So, yeah, 30 years at the same place. So, 25 years at the same place. So, congratulations on that, Dave.
Yeah, Dave said 35.
35.
Dave said 35 years.
35.
35.
35. So real quick before we get into your winter tips, Dave, we want to encourage this morning for individuals to give us a call. You can give us a call actually right now and ask Dave some winter tips, but you can give us a call at 248-905-1128. So I think we need to drop it down to the first caller, actually, instead of the second, since we didn't get one. What do you think?
Okay, well let's just see. The show's still rolling. Whoever calls.
So 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128, and call in and ask a question. We're giving away a $25 gift card this morning. Remember, if you don't take this gift card this week, we're going to breakfast with it.
And I'm gonna eat.
Well, you always eat. So let's go. What are we talking about today, Dave?
I'm excited. Well, first, Dave, good morning.
Good morning. Good to see y'all.
jump right in. I'm excited to have you on. I've had so many encounters in the service department, so I'm excited that you're
Wait a
on.
minute. Are you coming back still to get your car service with us, even though you're driving a Cadillac?
I do.
You got your first oil change. Are we gonna get the second oil
Yeah,
change?
yeah, I
Yeah, the
get it.
first oil change is
Don't
free.
wait, hold
Are we
on, don't
getting
get
the
it.
second oil change at Joe Longhammer?
Yes, because it's around the corner. Yes,
And we need to get your other warranty work too
yes.
on your vehicle if you need anything.
We'll talk about it.
No, we're gonna get you there.
Y'all see how I'm getting bullied, Dave?
Yeah, you're getting bullied.
I'm getting bullied. Dave, let's get into this. What we talking about today?
Well, I got my Lions gear on this morning.
Come on,
Go
Lion.
Detroit Lions. Uh, and that means we're halfway into the football season. That means colder temperatures. That was a little brisk this morning. We really haven't had that super duper cold snap. And that first time when we hit in the 20s or below, that's the first time your car is going to let you know something's not right. So we got a little bit of time here. We're looking at some more warmer weather. So we got a little bit of time left, but that first thing that really gets everybody, if they haven't been paying attention to their vehicle, is that battery. You get out there on that first crisp day, under 20 degrees or so, and you try to turn it over, and it's not doing anything for you. That's the biggest thing we see every year when that cold snap happens. We get some tow-ins, we get some people coming by. Hey, just barely wanted to start this morning. So you got another week or two to come on in, and we'll check that battery for you, and we'll make sure that it's going to be all right when that cold snap hits. And we can advise you on the proper battery to put in your vehicle. Most batteries we have in stock, or we can get the same day, and we can get that taken care of for you. That's the number one thing that strands people or wakes them up and says, "Oh, you know what? I should have checked my battery a month ago or so." But yeah, we still have time to do that.
Wow.
So that's free advice. So I'm getting technical this morning. So is that someone just coming in and saying, "Hey, I want to check my battery"? Is there a cost to come in? Because it sounds like you guys are doing that for free, checking the battery. I'm just asking.
You know what? I'm gonna put this out there. If you come in and say, I listened to the Queen of Cars podcast. I'd like my battery checked. I'm going to let my service advisor know. Let's check that battery for free. Let's check it out and see how it is, and advise you whether you're good or if you need a new one. We'll take care of that for your listeners.
Okay, so I'm going to mention that a couple times on the video today. Hey, go to Joe Longhammer, and get your battery checked. Get your battery checked.
Make sure you mention that you watch the Queen of Be in the
Be in the
Driver's
driver's
Seat
seat.
podcast, and you'll get your battery checked for free. So y'all heard it here. Dave Wilkie said it.
Yeah, we'll take care of you.
That's
I'll probably wrap up with mentioning about the battery one more time. But the second thing that you can do for your car is it's just like every other month of the year. Good, clean oil, in your vehicle. It always helps to have that oil change before the winter. When you're starting a cold engine, it really relies on that vehicle being full of oil and oil that's in good shape. You don't want to be trying to get into the winter with, 3, 4, 5,000 miles on your oil change. Get that taken care of first, and then my guys are going to look at all your fluid levels, make sure everything's topped off and good to go. You have coolant in most of your GM cars is good for 5 years or 100,000 miles. So typically you don't have to worry about the coolant anymore. But if you're driving something older or you're approaching that 100,000 mile or 5-year mark, you probably want to consider checking that coolant level so that you have good heat inside the cabin and you don't have any issues with. Believe it or not, cars can overheat in the wintertime. It sounds odd, but if it happens, we're running low on coolant, or if we have coolant that's reaches maximum lifespan. So you want to take a look at coolant, how old your vehicle is, and the mileage. So 5 years, 100,000 miles is pretty much the max on General Motors coolant.
So Dave, we have a caller a question online, and they're saying, how long does a battery usually last?
I would say typically anywhere from 3 to 5 years. And just like anything else, The amount of times you start that car, if you're doing quick trips, it's not going to last quite as long because you're cranking the car more often each day. If you have a tendency to hang out, play your car radio like I do, I shut my vehicle off while I'm eating lunch, I play my radio. All those are contributing factors. The weather is really the big one. The cold weather is hard on your batteries. Typically 3 to 5. I've seen people get 6, 7 years out of the battery. If you're one to gamble, you might want to try that. I'm not a gambling guy. I put a battery in my wife's car, and I wasn't even having any problems, but we were at like 6 years, so I wanted a new battery in there. I don't want that surprise at 6 o'clock in the morning when it's 6 inches of snow in the driveway. I got to get to work. I
So
don't
the
think anybody wants that.
so the average battery life you saying is 6 to 7 years? Is that what I heard?
That'd be max. I'd say the average is probably 3 to 5 in that window somewhere there.
Okay.
So I like that question that she asked. So what was it?
Cornelia,
Cornelia. So thank you
Shout
for
out to
that.
Cornelia. She listens to us weekly, so we appreciate you.
Yeah. And I actually forgot that people can actually text we can actually see it, Cynthia, on the bottom of the screen. People can, so that's a good way.
So you can text your questions. So if you are listening now and you have some questions for Dave Wilkie, please put it in the chat and we'll be able to ask him the
Yeah.
questions. So Dave, you were talking about the coolant and changing the oil. So let's just jump right back into it.
Yeah, all your fluids, everything with colder temperatures, extreme cold or extreme hot, puts more taxes everything more than it would, in ideal conditions. So you just want to make sure that everything is up to snuff. Our service advisors can let you know where you're at mile wise. Have that discussion with that service advisor when you come in, and they can advise you as to what you should be looking forward. Maybe not today, but maybe a month or two down the road. That sort of thing. Look at all those fluids. And then another thing is tires. Traction in the snow and ice is really important. We have some new tires out there that are designed for winter use. They have a softer compound, so they actually perform a lot better on snow and ice. It's not a tire that you want to run, 12 months out of the year. But if you do a lot of driving in the snow, if you are in a rural area where you kind of roads that have not been plowed yet, you might want to consider a second set of tires that we can switch over for you seasonally. But if not, for the
But
most part,
wait, Dave, you said consider a second set of tires. What does that mean?
well, you would have a set of snow tires just like the old days, and then you come in the fall and have your summer tires switched out, and you can go back and forth with those from spring to fall.
Okay. So
That's kind of an extreme situation. Somebody that lives in a more rural area where maybe the snowplow doesn't get there until after rush hour, something like that. But there are those options for a winter tire that's more robust for the winter condition. But generally speaking, a modern day radial tire is going to work for you all seasons. You just want to make sure that tread depth is in good shape. And again, our service advisor can check that for you and make the recommendations for a new tire. We do a price matching at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet.
Yes, that's important.
yeah.
The people
So
to know that.
if anybody out there is thinking about, the big ones, I won't mention their names, but we can generally match those prices on tires, and we have a couple different options. You don't necessarily have to get the same brand that your car had, as long as it's comparable, and that's another thing. The service advisor can give you those options.
That's real good. So Cornelia made another comment. She says that her biggest winter issue is that she usually forgets to check her wiper blades into the first icy day. How often would you recommend that windshield wiper blades are replaced?
Absolutely, wiper blades out. That was going to be one or two down the road here, but yes, visual capabilities is including your washer solvent that it's full.
Hmm.
So you can melt that ice off there, keep that windshield clean. And yes, a good blade is good. Some people prefer the winter blades that are a little bit better, that can handle
Wait a
sweep it
minute,
out.
there's winter blades? Wait a minute, I never knew that all these years. So there's winter blades when you can.
Yep, the winter blade is going to handle a heavier snow load.
Mm-hmm.
People that are, I'll be honest, they're a little lazy. They don't want to clean that windshield. They want to try to sweep it off. It's not the best way to go, but it is an option. It's a little bit wider. It has a little rubber coating along
Mm-hmm.
the body of the wiper blade, so it can help sweep the snow off a little better. But again, most cases, the OEM wiper blade that's on that car is going to be probably your best bet. And we stock all those. And you can take a look at the wiper blade just by pulling the arm off the windshield and running your hand across it. And if it feels nice and smooth and there's no dry rotting or cracking, and it's definitely intact, then you're probably good. The ultimate test is how does that wiper blade perform when it's raining? If it clears the windshield in one pass, if it leaves streaks or anything, it's probably time for wiper. So that's kind of a personal judgment when you're driving the car to evaluate whether or not if it's not good in the rain now, it's definitely not going to be good with the ice, sleet, snow hitting the freezing rain, hitting the windshield.
No, that's good.
So I want to say that, you know what, if you're listening to our podcast right now, is that we're going to give away, when I have another favorite Dave at the dealership, and that's Dave Snelling, our general manager. And if you want to get a free oil change in your car, guys, uh, oil change and tire rotations, that's about what, $70-$80 now, right? Because you got
Yeah,
the synthetic
we're
oil.
definitely up in the $80 range.
Yeah, so you're up in the $80 range. So if you let's just say if you text your next question, all right, we're gonna get away from the gift card today. So if you text the next question on the top of the screen, the next, let's say, 5 minutes for Dave, we're gonna give you a free oil change at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Remember, oil changes are valued between $70 to $80, and then they also include a tire rotation. And one of the things I want to say this, and I'm gonna let you finish, Dave, is that one of my tips I always say is that at the service department, whether you come to Joe Longhammer Chevrolet or you go anywhere, is to develop a relationship with a service advisor. Somebody you're going to see, somebody you trust, because somebody you trust will be honest with you on what you need to get done on your vehicle. Maybe what you can get done now, or maybe what you can get it done in 3 months, or maybe 6 months or later. So get a develop your relationship with your service advisor. A trusted relationship will go a long way. So the next person that has a text on the bottom of the screen, you will get a free oil change from us at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, from Be in the Driver's Seat podcast with Dr. T and Regina the Queen of Car Loans. And of course, Dave Wickett, we're going to give you a free oil change from the next person that texts on the bottom. I know I said that long, didn't I?
I just text so I can.
No, you can't. What you gonna go down the hall and then text because you're not
I
bottom
got
of
my
the
phone
screen?
right now. It was
I don't see it though. She is not included. She is
so
not included.
So Dave, you've given us some great tips. You've told us about changing our oil. You talked about the windshield wiper blades. You talked about the battery. Do you have another tip that you want to share with us today?
Absolutely. There's one more thing that I'd like to include, and this really doesn't benefit the dealership at all. So, in keeping with the theme of Regina, Queen of Car Loans, we like to help you in every way we can with advice or anything. It doesn't necessarily benefit us. And the one thing there is the fuel that you put in your car in the wintertime. There is a misconception that if I use premium, my car is going to start easier, it's going to run better. That is the exact opposite. Unless you have a Corvette or a high-performance engine that your service manual says you need to run premium fuel, you do not need to run it, nor should you in your average car. And without getting too technical, the lower octane, basically your entry-level fuel grade, which is typically the cheapest per gallon, that's going to start better for you. It's going to ignite quicker. I know it's counterintuitive, but that entry level gasoline is going to be the best for you in cold weather start.
Dave, you know I have to jump in real quick, right? And so you're saying that the lower grade gas is going to help the vehicle start better in the winter.
Yep, it's going to actually start easier. It's probably not very noticeable with the way computer control vehicles operate now. It's going to probably benefit maybe some of your older vehicles more. But the bottom line is it's a waste of money, to put it bluntly. Again, unless your vehicle requires that, and your owner's manual will tell you if your vehicle. And if you're driving a Corvette or something like that, a performance vehicle, Camaro, you probably already know you're supposed to use premium in that vehicle. But everybody else, it's a misconception that it'll help your vehicle. It really will not.
Well, does it matter if you've been using premium? Can you go to a lower grade now, or should you continue
You
with the?
can absolutely switch back and forth, with the exception of the performance vehicles that require that.
So
But if you're going
Corvette.
to use a premium and you feel like you feel a little bit better about it, that's fine. You can continue to use it. I'm just making the statement that for the most part, for the folks out there that think, oh, maybe I should be using premium, or if your car doesn't require it, it's not a benefit for you. You're just spending an extra 10 cents a gallon or whatever it is, unnecessary.
So does your car require premium?
We'll see.
No. When you,
We gonna see.
what does that mean? That's not a question. So is
Gonna
your
see.
that's not an
I'm
answer.
gonna look at the
So
manual.
so is it does it say premium? Doesn't it say premium on your when you first open the car to
Yes,
put in
it
there?
does.
It
When
does
you
say that.
when you open the
Yeah.
gas can. But we did have a winner. So Cornelia Carter did win today. She asked the
Yes, she
question
did.
and she said, "What solution do you suggest to use on your mats to remove the salt in the carpet in winter, the salt off your carpet in the winter?" So she is the winner. So Cornelia Carter, you can contact Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, so that you can set up for your free oil change.
Why don't
But
she contact Dave? Let's put a
or
little. Let's
Dave
put.
Wilkie.
Come in. Go ahead and ask for Dave,
Yeah.
cause Dave can get that gift card from
Right. So can you answer that
from
question
Dave
though,
from
Dave?
Dave.
What do you suggest you use on your carpet to remove the salt in the winter?
You know what I like to do is I like to go to the Porter Car Wash, and they have those. It's almost like a clip that you take the mat out of the car and you clip it to the wall. Then you can run that soap water solution on there, and you can hit it with the rinse, and then you want to take it over to the back and vacuum clean the majority of that water out of there, because obviously you don't want that to freeze when you put it back in your car. But you get the most of the water out there after you go power washing um, at the Quarter Car Wash, and then when you get it all the water vacuumed out of it that you can, put it back in the car. You want to turn your heat on high, and direct all your airflow to the bottom of the floor, and then drive around for a bit with the heat on high. Even if it gets a little too uncomfortable for you, crack a window or something, get some good heat on there to dry that off, so you don't develop any kind of odors or anything like that from it being wet. But that Quarter Car Wash, by taking the mat out of the car and putting it on the wall there and spraying it down, that's going to probably be your best bet to get it all off there. Otherwise, I mean, there's probably some, spray bottles and carpet cleaner that you can go in there with a rag and scrub it down a little bit if you don't want to saturate too much. But the ultimate way would be that Quarter Car Wash process.
So I got one question, but I need two answers. Right, last question. So what are two things that you should do to your car all year to get not just for the season, but two things you should always do to your car to maintain your car throughout the year.
Well, it's kind of those two questions are essentially one answer, and that's your oil change. No matter what time of year, the other things we can deal with, but if you do anything, damage to your car by not having an oil change, those are going to be your most costly repairs. Sometimes they get so costly that they exceed the value of the vehicle. So that oil change, which is going to give you that multi-point inspection and that tire rotation at the same time. So essentially, it's the best thing you can do for your car is bring it into us, let us do that oil change regularly, and do that multi-point. And my guys will take a look under there and let you know if you have any worn or damaged parts, leaks, or anything that looks like it needs attention. They're going to let the service advisor know, and that service advisor can give you an estimate, let you know how long you have, if it's urgent, or if it can wait till next time. We do a good job of that. So that's all rolled into one. You're going to get everything you need from an advice standpoint by continuously bringing in that vehicle for oil changes when they're due, in that multi-point inspection and tire rotation. And again, back to what you said, Regina, forming that relationship with your service advisor, you would be surprised. They have a talent for remembering people. They know that, oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Smith, I remember we talked about you needing that seal replaced. It was starting to get a little worse. I remember you. Where are we at? Is that something you think you can take care of this visit, or are we going to still keep an eye on? You'd be surprised at how much, even though they service hundreds of customers a week, you'd be surprised that if you continuously go to that same service advisor, that relationship that they will form with you, and they'll be like a backup for you, essentially.
So, Dave, before you give out your contact information to tell the listeners how they can contact you, we have one viewer that asked, when changing the oil, do you check the transmission fluid?
Yes, we do. We check every fluid and we top off if necessary. Those top offs are going to be probably limited to a small amount of fluid. If it takes anything more, we're going to evaluate why do we need more. Do we have a leak? Do we have something that's burning oil? And we'll set something up to where we can monitor where that fluid is going. Yes, but we do check and top off all fluids.
Okay.
Oh, so we have another question. Keep the questions coming. So we have Chantel. Is that how you say her name? Chantel?
Chantel, we go to church together. So
Okay.
Chantel is asking, do you need to use the higher grade oil, or is the regular oil okay, like the basic oil?
Every car today now requires basically newer cars is a full synthetic that our Dexos oil change at the dealership. It is that oil. There's nothing special you need to do. I would not vary from the manufacturer's recommendations. If for some reason you're changing your oil at home, a lot of guys still like to do that. You want to check that owner's manual and make sure you're putting in the required oil. Above and beyond is personal preference. I know there's oil out there that claims to last 10,000 miles, claims to last 15,000 miles. Me personally, as opposed to buying that oil and additional cost, I'd rather do 2 oil changes with the oil that's recommended.
Cool. Okay.
I'm personally not a fan of those oils that claim to last 10 and 15,000 miles. They just haven't been around long enough to prove that you're not going to do damage to your engine. Best policy is to stick with your regular oil change intervals and what the manufacturer recommends.
That's
So
good.
let's do this. I know we said we got to go, but let's do one more question. The next person that gives a question, we're gonna give that $25 gift card to you.
And
So
so
next
that-
question.
While we're waiting on the question,
Wait, I got one
can you
more.
tell the listeners how they can get in contact with you?
Bef-
So
bef- Before you do that, let's say this real quick, because the next person that gives, we'll give the gift card out to. You made me lose my. I apologize. I was gonna say give the $25 gift for the next person, but I was gonna say something else. So I lose something in a minute when I can't cut in. I apologize. I lost it. So we do want to do the next caller. Next person that calls. We're gonna give away the gift card, but I was gonna say something else. So
Dave, how can they contact you?
So you can always call the main store number, and that's going to be 248-683-7100. And you can directly ask for a service advisor. You can directly ask for that you want to make an appointment. We have a gal named Heidi that answers a lot of our calls and makes a lot of appointments. Heidi can get you set up. That main number again, 248-683-7100. That's going to get you in. And you can also check on our website and make an appointment right online to where you don't have to call, you don't have to talk to anybody. If you're in a quick hurry, you won't be put on hold that way. That goes right into our system and puts an appointment in, and you'll verify that appointment and then you just show up and take care of you.
Oh, we got our winner, Regina.
We got our winner.
Chantel is the winner. So, Dave, Chantel said, how long is the wait time for servicing?
2 weeks.
No, it's not.
No.
I'm kidding.
I have 4 gentlemen working on my oil change rack, so at any given time, we do not take much longer than 45 minutes. Is typically the average. 45 minutes to an hour will get you in and out with that inspection and tire rotation. Barring that we don't find anything else that you need, and obviously that would depend on workload that day. If we could make those repairs that day, or if we would have to reschedule you if you decided you wanted something done. But typically 45 minutes to an hour to get you in, and that website is only going to fill a certain number of slots, so it'll let you know what's available. In other words, we're not going to commit to doing 9 oil changes an hour with only 4 guys. That would just keep our customers waiting. So that website is all set up to handle filling those slots accordingly and giving you the options to choose from when you log in.
All right.
All right. So this morning you're listening. So was it Cornelia? What's her name?
Cornelia.
Cornelia, you can
Carter.
reach out. Actually, reach out to myself for that oil change. When you're ready to get your vehicle service, reach out to the Queen. You can text me at 248-297-6675, or you can just pop up to the dealership and have a conversation with me. Because if I forget to return your call, but yeah, we're gonna get you that oil change, and then that's your church member that you can
Chantel,
you can get her that $25 gift card, and you don't have to even come see the Queen. You can see Dr. T.
Yeah. So,
Well,
Dave, thank you.
Yeah, so we want to thank you all for joining us today for our first podcast on Be in the Driver's Seat on Facebook Live and on YouTube. And then soon, guess what? We're also going to be on Apple and Spotify and all that. And eventually we're going to be live on Instagram. I think this is the way we're going to be able to grow our audience faster. And we had so much interaction. Then we had our younger brother. He got
Yeah,
on and he
yeah.
said, I love it. So yeah, thank you. Shout out to our
my sister Bev.
yeah, shout out to Bev, shout out to Gil, Garrett, and yeah, shout out to everybody that was listening this morning. We appreciate you and we love you. We do.
Yeah. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, everyone.
See y'all next week.
All right, same time, same place.